Hey, OzFalcon here from Vox What's happening? First off, thanks to everyone who's been asking me what's happening with the vlogs. It's great to know that you guys are hanging out for them and are enjoying them. Bit of a shout out to Sitch and Comment there. Also, thanks to everyone who's just been supporting the Vox channel in general. We actually hit 250 subscribers last week, or this week. Bit of a milestone for us and certainly good motivation for pushing out more content. So thanks guys. The reason I haven't uploaded any vlogs lately is because I've had a bit of an issue with my right eye. It looks a little red and inflamed and I'm just not pretty enough right now to be doing the good old vlog. So here we are doing the next best thing, the audiolog. In the background here we have Vox Mauseum. Dropping 53 kills with a scope and magnum in a random public game of domination. If you don't know much about Mauseum, he probably has one of the best scope and magnum shots in Oz competitive. More importantly though, he's not just one of those pub ran trick shot noobs with a scope, and he's actually one of the very few players to scope in matches, and he does so effectively. If you've ever played against Mauseum, particularly in S&D, you know what a nightmare he is. He can pretty much tear apart your team's strats. Just as soon as you hear that scope, you won't poke on that side of the map. Some of us won't forget him terrorizing teams on Cracked and Black Ops. So that's Mauseum in the background, just ripping noobs and just warming up with his scope. So yeah, guys, please listen in and enjoy the footage. So what's been going on? What's Vox been doing? Well, we've been playing more fours in S&D lately, mainly due to the exhibition match the other morning against Mindfreak, as well as the upcoming ESGN, ACL, one-day comp stuff happening. There just is so much more to play in 4v4s right now than S&D, so our attention's still focused there. Nothing exciting has been happening on the S&D front, other than playing the odd CGO match here and there. However, we did play the Rising on S&D a week or so back, and that was a decent match. We only won that 13-11, and quite surprisingly, the Rising actually played that match really well. Both teams would have put in minimal effort, so it was more of a match of just natural talent, which was good to see. And for a team that had just come back, I was really surprised with the Rising. I think they looked a lot stronger than what I would have expected. You can tell how good a team is by their attack, I've always thought, more than their defense. Any team can just show up and defend. But the Rising had a decent attack. Their flashes and nades looked well set out, and they actually had some pushes. They didn't just sit there and try and poke and find holes. They actually had something going on, which was really good to see for the little preparation I imagine they put in. I remember a couple of weeks ago I mentioned Hostile as being my dark horse pick for CGI. I'm going to scrap that, just strike it out and replace them with the Rising. Hostile for me, I love you guys, but just looked a little bit wishy-washy for me lately, and I'm fairly impressed with what the Rising have been doing. These guys I think are going to make a solid push for CGI, and they're really going to do well in the fight for invite. A lot of people keep asking me who are my picks for CGI. I'm going to go with the following. This is my top 8 in no particular order. Vox, Mindfreak, Catalyst, Afterlife, Legacy, Impact, Second Nature, and the Rising. I know that's a bit different to everyone else's list, but that is mine. I think Impact have been consistent enough to belong there. They just need to forum ban themselves, honestly. They just forget about the petty forum trolls and just focus on performing. All the people ripping into yous in teams that aren't even CGI quality, and you guys just keep falling for the bait. Just don't buy into the forum arguments. The more pressure, they'll just put more pressure on yourselves and just risk your team imploding after a loss if you keep letting that pressure add. Both Second Nature and the Rising should make it through the fight for invite process, I think. Neither Crux Crew, Second Nature, or the Rising have had impressive Modern Warfare 3 results yet, but on paper I think Crux Crew unfortunately have the weaker roster, so I've left them out in favour of the other two, and think that they will instead be really strong CGM contenders. I find that Crux Crew probably just really need that one extra really strong player to give them that bit of punch that they're missing right now. In regards to Uproar, I don't think they're CGI ready. I think they're still a developing team and they don't belong there just yet. In regards to Fusion, if you've mentioned them, I've seen them on people's lists. Honestly, go stab yourself in the eye with a stapler. The maturity just isn't there, neither is the skill. I don't think these guys are CGI whatsoever. I think the auto invites should only be the 2 grand finalists from the previous season and the 2 grand finalists from the current season. That basically gives us Vox and 5 Down from the previous season. However, due to 5 Down disbanding or breaking up, I would replace their spot with Mindfreak. That way, I think it works that you have the 2 best teams from the previous game and 2 best teams from the current game getting an invite, and everyone else should just be fighting for their invite. I would choose Mindfreak to replace 5 Down due to consistency. They made finals in both seasons of 2011, and they haven't broken up. They're mature, they're a long-standing team, etc., etc. They've also picked up Shocks, which is a bit of a boost, and you just really can't deny them of CGI. We've had 2N come out publicly saying that, oh my god, we were CGI as well and deserve an auto invite as much as Vox and Mindfreak do, and that 2N are in the same boat. Full due respect, sorry guys, it just isn't the same. Vox and Mindfreak made finals both seasons of Black Ops, 2N didn't. Vox made 2 grand finals, 2N didn't. Vox won a CGI, 2N didn't. Vox was undefeated in S&D for 9 months, 2N wasn't. Sorry guys, it's just the way I view it. You guys will do well, but the comparison between yourselves and Mindfreak or Vox just isn't justified. It just doesn't work for me. 2N need to be fighting for their invite, and they will most probably qualify for CGI. Sorry, I did place them in my list. I just don't think that they're an auto invite team. Guys, you can sit there and go, oh my god, Mindfreak don't deserve to be there. They didn't try during the season. Same with Vox. Imagine this: Mindfreak have to fight for their invite. They have an off day, as teams often do, and they end up in CGM. It would just be a complete disaster. If that happened and your team was in CGM, guys, honestly, you might as well just put down your controllers and turn off your Xbox. We need to ensure, and the admins need to ensure, that the right teams are placed in the right leagues for fairness, and just so that all leagues are of the same competitive skill level. Us here at Vox, we're kind of just chilled. We just wish that the season would start already. Like, honestly, it's nearly March and it's just boring. It's why we're playing 4s. We've heard the announcement of Black Ops 2 before we've even started our first season. To me, it's just wrong. It's an issue that needs fixing moving forward in OzCOD. I think Twilights already said that it does need addressing. Instead of having a CGO season, we really should just get stuck into the whole fight for invite process. So yeah, what else has been happening? Deserto ran an exhibition match the other morning between Vox and Mindfreak, as a lot of you guys saw. It was actually viewed by over 1,000 people worldwide, which is great. Something we haven't seen before, and having our community recognised by Deserto, it's a huge step going forward. The results are irrelevant, and although Vox are happy to have won 4-1, it just isn't what the match was about. We got to show the overseas community that competitive in Australia does exist, that even though our play style is different, we still go hard out, we still scrim, we still play matches. Overseas gaming organisations have approached Australian teams before, and things like this will just encourage more international organisations to do so, bring more sponsors, and possibly even extra events to us here in Australia. It's all about expansion, guys, and if there's a dollar to be made here in Oz, and exhibition matches like this expose that, then we've got a promising future ahead in competitive. To those that whinge that this did nothing for us, you're everything that is wrong with our community. Who played was irrelevant, what the result was is irrelevant, how good a team played is irrelevant, and attitudes like that come from the same people who wonder why our events have so little prize money. Deserto exposure can grow our community, guys, and we need to recognise that, support it, and hopefully we do see Deserto do more stuff for us here. The whole thing that Bundo and Co have going with posting Australian stuff on the Deserto forums, it's huge, guys. It's massive. It's really good for our exposure here, so hopefully those guys don't give up. They keep exposing us over there, and it'd be really good. The SGN online event started yesterday and is due to be completed next Sunday. We haven't seen a top tier team get knocked out, so next Sunday is going to be really exciting. It's great to see ESGN put on more events, but personally I think a little bit more effort needs to go into the organisation side for them. Why we aren't playing a best of 5 series is beyond me. And I don't know about you guys, but I found it overly difficult to go to this website, navigate around, find the bracket, what maps we were playing, and just general information that I needed. We're so used to CyberGamer being the main hub for events, both CG and non-CG related, but the feuds going on between CyberGamer and ESGN just aren't helping the community at all. It's something that ESGN really needs to address more than CG because it's affecting them more. And sure, they're competing businesses, but they can feed off each other positively, just like ACL has been doing and has been doing so well. There's a mutual respect between ACL and CyberGamer that I just think ESGN is lacking with other competing organisations. ESGN do listen to the community, which is great, and fantastic of them, and they do improve their events based on feedback. But as is, if ESGN and ACL had their LANs scheduled on the same event, or on the same day, I think it would just be suicide for ESGN, regardless of how much prize money is on offer. I think the heart of an event is the actual event itself, and not how much money you can wave around to staff and competitors. So yeah, guys, that's it from me. Thanks for listening and watching Mauseum Poo and Noobs. Please subscribe, like, and comment on the video below. I'm not Ray William Johnson. This is OzFalcon from Voxeminor. Thanks, guys.
We have specifically engineered this product to increase accuracy and decrease overthrow during tense, close-quarters combat situations. The lower rise of CQC requires less adjustment, while still affording you more usable in-game sensitivity options. The enhanced concave grip creates a non-slip surface for maximum comfort and control.